Good morning students. In the last video we were discussing about alchemy. So although they could not succeed in this completely, they were successful in some extent by developing a process to extract metals and prepare alloys. Alloys means when two metals are mixed together and they make alloys. So they also use secret codes and symbols which were translated nowadays, and they are the modern representation of elements and compounds by the symbols and formulae. That time chemistry was also associated with black magic and occultism. Okay, so occultism means secret association. Renowned physicist Sir Isaac Newton was also believed to be an alchemist. So this alchemy was, maybe it was secretive, but it was highly praised. So, you know about the iron pillar near Qutub Minar? See, now also it is there and it is about 7 meters high. And it is rust resistant. It is as it is. Why? Because it is made up of iron mixed with a high percentage of phosphorus. So, the basic ideas of elements and compounds were first given by the Greek philosopher Aristotle. And you know when? About 500 to 300 BCE. And the development of the modern scientific method was slow. But early scientific method for chemistry began emerging around 9th century. There was one chemist called Jabir ibn Hayyan, or Jaber in Latin. He was known to be the father of early chemistry. Here you are seeing the picture of Antoine Lavoisier. He is also known as Antoine Laurent de Lavoisier. He is considered as the father of modern chemistry. He was the first one to discover that air is a mixture of gases. He separated nitrogen and oxygen in two different processes and gave the name azote to nitrogen, as nitrogen was found to be inactive. And in 1787, he published Methods of Chemical Nomenclature, in which he stated about the rules of naming chemical compounds. He also gave the law of conservation of mass, which states that mass is neither created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Means the mass remains the same. He also named oxygen and hydrogen. Here you are seeing picture of Dmitry Mendeleev. Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev was the first scientist who formulated modern periodic table of elements. He used the table to predict the existence and properties of the new chemical element. Here you can see John Dalton. He was the first chemist to propose that matter is made up of indivisible particles called atoms. He proposed the Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, and he also gave the law of multiple proportions and law of partial pressure. Now here you can see J.J. Thomson, and he proposed the plum pudding model, and he discovered the electron. He also stated that the electrons are embedded in a cloud of protons. He helped us to have a better understanding about the atomic structure. So here is Ernst Rutherford. He again stated about the atomic structure. Here is Niels Bohr, and he also proposed the Bohr's model of an atom. So here let's have a recap about some important chemists or scientists. So first one is Antoine Lavoisier. He is called the father of modern chemistry. He discovered the role of oxygen in combustion and also gave the law of conservation of mass. Next comes Dmitry Mendeleev. He gave the modern periodic table of elements. Then John Dalton, he gave the modern atomic theory, law of multiple proportions and law of partial pressures. Next comes J.J. Thomson. He discovered electron and he gave a model called plum pudding model. Then comes Ernest Rutherford. He did the famous gold foil experiment and he discovered the concept of radioactive half-life. Bohr's model or Bohr's atomic model was discovered by Niels Bohr. Now about all these models and all these atomic structures you will read in higher classes. So we are not dealing about these. Some Indian scientists are also there like P.C. Ray, who founded India's first pharmaceutical company. Then S.N. Bose was there. He provided the foundation for Bose-Einstein statistics and theory of Bose-Einstein's condensate. Then C.N.R. Rao was there. He contributed mainly on solid state and structural chemistry. And then Venkatraman Ramakrishnan. He stated about the structure and formation of ribosomes. So about all these you will study in higher classes. Now you can easily do the take a break of fill in the blank. So this will be your homework for today. Then here is one more activity to prepare a PowerPoint presentation about the great chemist. So you have to prepare a presentation. Okay, so take the name of any 5 notable chemists and write about them, what they discovered and about their life also. See what is the scientific method. You know, all the scientists work to find out the best possible ways to find or solve a problem. Like suppose why birds fly, there is a question. So there have to be adequate research and explanation of the cause of the birds fly, or why we see why the sky is blue likewise. So what they do, first they identify the problem, what is the question, then what they do in this, they find out the areas. Suppose if the question is why sky is blue, so they will see the reasons, sort out the reasons or learn more about the sky. Then they gather all the known information. Known information means they start gathering all kinds of informations from all the different books or about from the scientists, from the internet, from everywhere about the sky. Then they form a hypothesis. Hypothesis means they make a possible explanation for the reason why the sky is blue. Okay, so then what happened? They again test this explanation. They perform experiments, they record, they observe, they draw the conclusion, modify their hypothesis, and again they send it to other scientists who again do the same thing. Then when they get the same result, then they form the theory. When they form the theory, then what happens? It is accepted by the other scientists who find the similar results. Then what happened? When everybody accepted this form of theory, it becomes a law. So there are 5 steps in this: identifying the problem, gathering all the known information, formulating a hypothesis, formation of a theory, and formation of law. You can see it here. See? First, they found the problem or the idea which is to be tested. Like why the birds fly. Then what happened? They will gather all the knowledge about all the birds. Then they plan for the experiment. They will take out some birds and experiment. Then they carry out all the experiments. Then what happened? They will draw the conclusion. Again what happened? They will test it 2 or 3 times. Then what happens? They will make a hypothesis. Then they will send this hypothesis to others. They will publish it into the journals. They will write articles about it and all. Then other scientists who will come to know about it, they again carry on the same process and verify that okay, we have got the same result. Then what will happen? It will become a theory, and again when it will be published, then everybody else will accept it as a law.